right, so for this exercise, this is going to be our dumbbell chest press. There are a couple different varieties. Some people don't have access to a bench, so we're going to do it on the floor. You do have a limited range of motion when you're doing it on the floor. That is okay. It still doesn't mean that it's not worth your while. If you have access to some kind of bench or chair that allows you to put most of your upper back on there, that could be a good option, just making sure that your body is staying, the rest of your body that isn't on the bench is staying straight and engaged throughout the whole movement is important. So pros and cons to each, and don't let not having a bench stop you from trying to do a chest press if that's something that's in your program or that you want to do. So I'm going to show you both on the floor here. Keep your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up to the ceiling, slight bend. You can just figure out, oh, that's fun, how close you want to have your feet to your butt. Come here, grab our weights. We'll go on our back, pretty much your spine pretty much all down the floor. You don't want a super big arch so that your hands are able to kind of go to the other side. You want to tuck that pelvis under, so keep the spine straight. Grab our dumbbells. We're going to essentially bring them down to the floor, bring our triceps down to the floor, because that is as far back as we can go. And we are going to push up from here. And we're just going to push up and take the dumbbells so they're right over our center. So right over our body. And we're going to come back down. The thing that a lot of people can do, I see when they're doing chest press, they can flare. So their elbows are pretty much like straight out. I'll come at an angle. So their elbows will be like straight out here, coming down, kind of almost creating like a perpendicular. Tuck your elbows in a little bit more and kind of come down a little bit closer to your body. So here, instead, my dumbbells are cold. So for you to see, instead of it being, a lot of times people will see this and they'll just come down here. Tuck them a little bit more here. You're gonna get a little bit deeper range of motion here. So instead of here, you wanna flare them here. So they're tucked in a little bit closer to your body. And then from there, you're just gonna push up, press up into the movement. And we want those dumbbells, as far as where do they come down to, they're gonna come down to pretty much your nipple line. So if you're wondering, where do I need to have the dumbbell heads? You want those coming down that starting position to be right about where your nipple line is. So we're gonna keep that whole movement here. It's easier to show it here for whatever reason. That way you get to see the angles a little bit better. So instead of it being something like this, you want to kind of tuck them like this. Again, stretch them down as much as you can. The floor is a little bit different. So let's show you on the bench. So for this bench dumbbell press, I'm gonna show you what it would look like if you didn't have access to a full-size bench. So let's say you had, a longer chair, whatever it might be. I've worked with somebody that's piano bench. Whatever it is, I'll show it so that way, in case you don't have the ability to put your full upper body, so pretty much your butt up onto the bench, you know what it should look like. So with this, you pretty much notice how my whole body is going to pretty much stay in alignment and straight throughout the entire movement. You do not want your body to sag like this, especially if you're lifting a little bit heavier. So really keep that whole lower body, glutes, hamstrings, to keep that pelvis tucked, but keep those muscles engaged still back here. So then what we're gonna do is show you, there that is, show you here. So same motion as before when we were on the chair. So, but notice the difference between the two of when I was on the floor, I could really only come down to about right here. But now that I'm on a bench and I have more range of motion, my dumbbells can really sit by my chest. So you want those to pretty much sink down as low as you can, get a nice stretch at the bottom, good range of motion here. And then again, we're just gonna push straight up. And we're gonna bring those dumbbells, again, right over our body. We wanna almost You can let them touch if you want to. Don't cling them together because sometimes that can cause a reverberation so they fall apart, and then if they're too heavy, maybe you might get hurt that way. Then we're going to lower them back down, spread the dumbbells apart, come back down to the opposite sides of our chest, push back up. And remember, we're not flaring our elbows and our triceps. We want to kind of tuck them a little bit. Not much. Keep that lower body relatively engaged, not relatively, keep that lower body engaged. Stretch at the bottom. Okay. And that's your dumbbell chest press.